Hey everybody, Kyle Goeth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I've got another first reaction for you for the new film, another Nat Geo film, Fly, which is currently streaming on Hulu and Disney+. Studio sent me over a screener. I wanted to get a chance to check out the film. And first and foremost, this movie is set over the course of about 7 years for 3 different couples who are all in the sport of base jumping. An incredibly dangerous sport in which you get those like wingsuits and you fly down the mountainside, and it's a deadly sport, it's a dangerous sport, but the film reminded me a lot of Free Solo, which was about climbing without harnesses, essentially, free soloing mountains, and how that basically was something that it's so dangerous, it's so deadly, and yet at the same time I can't stop myself from doing it, which is really kind of the forward thrust for these couples in their lives, as they know that the dangers are there, but this is something that's so integral to who they are that it's really hard for them to separate a life without that and a life with it. And it shows their trials and tribulations as they move through things. One of the couples gets pregnant, and the other ones start teaching base jumping, and so you've got these people that are kind of in different portions of their life risking their lives, but it's something that they feel the passion they have to do. Now the film is not as strong as Free Solo in terms of it. I think the footage that we get of the base jumping itself is really fantastic, but it's not utilized in the documentary that much to give you a sense of why the thrill is there. Early on in the film, it's used much more than later on in the film, and I think it would have been beneficial to continue spending time with those couples as they go through that situation, because I think what this film does, and I think it does it pretty well, is it showcases these groups of people that are in relationships where it's almost like the people around them were telling them, like, you have to come away from this. You have to, move into something that's a more safe part of life, and they know in their hearts they can't do that because it's just not who they are. And I think that works. It would have been nice had it been more convincingly, like, melded into the story that's being told, because I think I don't do a lot of dangerous things for the sake of being dangerous. I'm not a risk taker in the same way that a lot of other people are. But so show me why that's important. Give me more of those thrilling sequences where you're actually attached to the camera on the top of the person's helmet, so that we can get a better sense for that grandeur. Because I mean, the footage is great, but like when you're the free soloing documentary, for example, would dive into elements of kind of like the mental faculties that have to be kind of like triggered in your brain to make you feel like comfortable doing these dangerous things. Let's spend some more time with that risk addiction kind of thing, and that need to fulfill that certain bite that you have. I think that would have been beneficial, because this film has a lot more subjects, so you could have shown the changes, the differences and similarities in those characters, because some of them are affected by the dangers and the losses that they've been through, and some of them seem not to be so much. So I would have liked to have seen more diving into those elements. But overall, it's a solid documentary. It's a fascinating documentary, and it's one that kept my interest and excitement for the entirety of the documentary. So I definitely recommend Fly, which is the new Nat Geo documentary on Disney Plus and Hulu. Go ahead and check it out, and then come on back here and let me know in the comments section what you thought about the film. You can also check out GoatFilmReviews.com for my many written reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. And don't forget, you can also check out Kyle and Nick on Film. It's a it's a show I co-host with Nick Palachuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. There's also a link in the description of this video for the Minnesota Film Critics Alliance, of which I'm a member. You can check out other film critics reviews as well as mine over at that page. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.